In the depths of seclusion, a 34-year-old recluse finds himself struck by a truck, only to awaken as a baby named Rudius in a foreign land. Surprisingly, he retains the memories of his previous life and assumes he has been transported to a rural European village. However, his perception changes when his new mother, Zenith, employs magic to heal him, revealing the existence of a magical realm. This explains why his father, Paul, practices swordsmanship diligently. Now, Rudius realizes he is in an entirely different world. By the time he reaches the tender age of 2, Rudius resolves to learn magic himself. Through persistence, he learns how to read within a year and discovers his unique ability to perform magic without incantations, leveraging his knowledge of video games. With practice, his magical prowess grows, prompting him to venture into intermediate magic. One fateful attempt results in accidentally damaging part of the house, alerting his parents. Concerned about his safety and eager to nurture his talents, they hire a tutor named Roxy, who is initially hesitant to teach someone so young, doubting the truthfulness of his parents' claims. Roxy, however, becomes intrigued and somewhat envious when she witnesses Rudius casting magic without incantations during a moment of distraction. Recognizing his potential, she decides to help him develop his magical abilities. For Rudius, this new chance at life is an opportunity not to be wasted, as he remembers how he sacrificed himself to save children in his previous life, realizing that his magic wasn't as useless as he once thought. Over the next 6 months, Rudius becomes adept at using intermediate magic effortlessly. During one of Roxy's lessons, he discovers her true identity as a demon. The demon race, known as the Supered, has been feared for 4 centuries, and Roxy's green hair has occasionally led her to be mistaken for one of them. As time passes, they celebrate Rudius's 5th birthday, which the villagers do every 5 years. He receives meaningful gifts from his family and Roxy. However, Roxy expresses doubts about her ability to teach him anything more about magic and plans a graduation ceremony the next day. Rudius, haunted by a crippling fear of going outside due to bullying in his previous life, panics when he learns about leaving town for the ceremony. But he finds solace when he realizes the villagers are not staring at him but rather greeting Roxy. During the ceremony, Roxy demonstrates her strongest water spell, inadvertently hitting their horse with a bolt of lightning, necessitating their departure from town. Undeterred, Rudius successfully replicates her saint-level spell, marking his graduation. Though proud of his accomplishment, he is saddened to say goodbye to the person who helped him overcome his fear of going outside after 2 decades. His parents are delighted to witness Rudius embracing the world outside, as they previously believed he was sickly, never crying or engaging in typical childlike behavior. One day, Rudius intervenes when he witnesses 3 kids bullying another child, reminiscing about the countless times he faced similar torment. He befriends the bullied child, Sylph, and starts teaching her magic, realizing that his incantation-less casting isn't as extraordinary as he had assumed. As the two spend time together, Rudius is stunned to discover that Sylph is, in fact, Sylphiette. He accidentally assumed her gender during their initial meeting. Nonetheless, they reconcile after a brief period of awkwardness, and their bond strengthens. Paul and Zenith's excitement over Zenith's pregnancy quickly fades when their maid, Lilia, also reveals she is pregnant, and it's highly likely that Paul is the father. This unexpected turn of events creates a dilemma, as Lilia's departure to her hometown with a newborn could endanger her and the baby. Taking matters into his own hands, Rudius decides to protect Lilia and the child by placing all the blame on Paul, a move that earns Lilia's trust and affection. As a result, Lilia becomes an integral part of the family, and Rudius gains 2 little sisters. The topic of attending school arises, but Rudius is torn because he hasn't made significant progress in swordsmanship or magic, and Slyphiette doesn't want him to leave. However, a letter from Roxy arrives, urging Rudius to join Renoa Magic Academy. Wanting to take Slyphiette with him, Rudius realizes the family lacks the funds to do so. Determined to support both of them, Rudius seeks employment and is visited by Ghislaine, a family friend. However, Paul knocks Rudius unconscious, and when he wakes up, he finds himself in a cart with Ghislaine, unaware of the circumstances. Ghislaine hands him a letter from his father, stating that he will be teaching magic to another child for the next 5 years and instructing Rudius not to return home or contact Slyphiette, who Paul believes is hindering his development. Upon arriving in Roa, Rudius discovers that he has a high-standing family and will be tutoring Philip Borea's Greyrat's daughter, Eris, who has a reputation for being difficult. To prove the usefulness of magic, Rudius plans a staged kidnapping to show Eris its capabilities, but the plan goes awry and they are truly kidnapped. After rescuing Eris and refusing a bribe, she reluctantly accepts Rudius as her tutor. He keeps his familial ties a secret due to the political situation. Rudius begins his teaching job, with Ghislaine focusing on his swordsmanship training while he instructs Eris and Ghislaine in magic, reading, writing, and arithmetic. Eris, however, occasionally acts out, prompting Rudius to give her some time off, during which they spend a day in town together. As Rudius tries to understand the market prices of goods and convert them into yen, he encounters a merchant selling an aphrodisiac. To help Eris manage her finances, he introduces her to the concept of an allowance, which helps her improve her behavior and attention in class. With Eris' 10th birthday approaching, she needs to learn how to dance as a noble. Rudius gains some free time when Eris' dance lessons are scheduled. He decides to learn new languages, including the challenging demon god language. However, his free time vanishes when he gets involved in Eris' dance practice. To earn extra money, Rudius begins selling figurines he creates using earth magic. When Roxy sends him a package, he receives a handwritten textbook to help him with the demon god language. Roxy's new student, obsessed with her, manages to get his hands on one of Rudius' figurines. During Eris' 10th birthday party, she struggles with her first dance, causing embarrassment. To save the day, Rudius steps in, using his knowledge of swordsmanship to help her perform convincingly with well-timed feints. Rudius presents both Eris and Ghislaine with wands as gifts, but Eris is more excited about receiving a ring from Ghislaine. Accidentally interrupting her grandfather, Soros, with a maid, Soros mentions a giant red orb in the sky, but advises Rudius not to worry about it, even though it keeps growing larger over time. While overhearing plans for his surprise 10th birthday party, Rudius learns the reason for keeping his presence low-key is not due to his father Paul's reputation, but rather his own name. For his birthday, they crafted a special staff using the finest materials in the kingdom. However, Rudius is disappointed that his family couldn't attend due to increased monster activity in the area. During the party, Eris' mother breaks down emotionally and suggests adopting Rudius or having him marry Eris. Philip explains that his sons were adopted by his brother, which caused tension with his wife until now. If Rudius agrees to marry Eris, Philip will handle any potential backlash. That night, Eris waits for Rudius in his room, but their interaction becomes tense, causing her to push him away. They reconcile, and Eris promises to wait until Rudius' 15th birthday. Meanwhile, back in his hometown, Rudius' father is battling monsters while a mysterious mana cloud appears in the sky. Rudius decides to demonstrate his strongest spell using the new staff to Eris and Ghislaine when they are attacked by a person named Almenfi, who claims to be searching for the source of the disturbance. Ghislaine reveals her identity as a Sword King while defending Rudius. Suddenly, a massive blue light engulfs them, and Rudius holds onto Eris as they are transported to a strange liminal space, where he regains his past appearance. In this space, a figure known as the Man God introduces himself and offers to assist Rudius after observing him. The Man God informs Rudius that he is now stranded on the demon continent, but instructs him to trust and help a man who will be there when he wakes up. Rudius then awakens to find a man with green hair and a red gem on his forehead. Initially cautious, Rudius' courteous manner surprises the man, named Ruijerd Superdaya, and they strike up a conversation in demon god language. Ruijerd vows to protect the children and help them return home. Eris initially fears Ruijerd, but she eventually warms up to him. The group comes across a village, but the wary villagers refuse their entry. Ruijerd communicates telepathically with the village chief to gain permission to enter. The chief recognizes a necklace Rudius is wearing and mentions Roxy's name. This revelation startles a man who was initially hostile to them. Roxy is his daughter, though he hasn't seen her in 2 decades. They are permitted entry into the village, and Rudius explains how they ended up on the demon continent. The chief is concerned about Ruijerd escorting them, as Superds are not welcome in cities. Ruijerd reacts strongly to Rudius' question about turning on their allies in the war. He reveals that the Superd tribe was given cursed spears by the demon god, Laplace, 400 years ago, turning them into ruthless killers who slaughtered their own families during their insanity. As the leader of the Superd tribe, Ruijerd feels a sense of responsibility to clear their name from past misconceptions. Rudius promises to assist him in any way possible. Eris, feeling empowered with her new sword from Roxy's parents, becomes eager to help on their journey. However, their happiness wanes when they encounter heavy security at the first demon city they reach. The city is on high alert for someone called Dead End, which turns out to be Ruijerd's nickname. To disguise Ruijerd, Rudius comes up with a plan to dye his hair blue and give him Roxy's necklace, making him look like a member of the Magurdia tribe. They decide to join the Adventurers Guild to earn money and adopt the party named Dead End as a way to perform heroic deeds without being taken too seriously. Their goal is to change people's perception of the Superd tribe and lessen their fears. In a dream, the Man God advises Rudius to accept a low-ranking quest to find a lost cat. With Ruijerd's third eye, they easily locate the cat but are surprised to find it larger than expected. They encounter kidnappers who stole the cat but manage to subdue them using earth magic. During a disagreement over whether to kill the kidnappers, Rudius decides to utilize their higher guild rank to gain access to more challenging quests. Meanwhile, Roxy travels to Roa in search of Rudius, relieved to find no mention of his or his family's names on the death list. Paul writes a letter to his son, but it never reaches Rudius. Dead End's party searches for a mysterious monster in a forest, running into a group of young demons, including the ones they've encountered before. The demons appear to be searching for the same beast. Ruijerd decides to follow the young demons to ensure their safety. During a confrontation with 2 monsters, Rudius tries to save the demon children and improve their reputation. However, one of the children tragically dies, leading to tension between Rudius and Ruijerd. The other demons defend Rudius, acknowledging the risks they willingly took. Although Ruijerd initially blames Rudius, he eventually recognizes his intentions and acknowledges him as a warrior. After avenging the death of the other party members, Dead End faces problems in the city when a guild member blackmails them for taking on tougher jobs with another group. Rudius almost loses control but is saved by Ruijerd, who washes out the dye in his hair to confront the blackmailer. They leave the city before being exposed as Superds. The trio reconciles and agrees to make decisions together moving forward. They head to the coast, where Roxy and two of Paul's former companions arrive by boat in search of survivors. Thanks for watching. Please like and subscribe for more anime videos.